Are you looking for a podcast about an epic tale of fatherhood, unconditional love, and something boy?
Then you're in the right place. Welcome to a YMBToAP Interlude.
So, for this interlude, I could never put you through like another God of War Twitch stream.
Okay.
I mean, it was fun. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
But also, this game is so much more than that game. I don't even know how one could approach this in the same way that I did that one for you.
Okay.
It is so full. We're talking God of War Ragnarok, by the way.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't realized, welcome to a YMBToAP Interlude. God of War Ragnarok. Let's go.
Yeah. Whew. Okay. So I have a lovely backdrop for you to get things started.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we get started, I want to make
Yes.
a prediction for what you think about this game.
I am so ready for that.
I don't know if I want you to hear my prediction is the thing.
I do want to hear it though.
Oh man. Okay. I've been nervous, so I've been trying not to
Okay.
like spoil myself on this game because I want to hear it from you, from like the super fan. I want to know
Okay.
your experience from this game. But the like fragments that I've heard on the internet is that people were a little let down, and
Okay.
I'm worried for you. I'm concerned that you might be let down.
So you did have like some questions for me. There's some that I'm going to answer throughout just discussing this thing because we got to get into the story.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a whole like how they tied two fucking games. Like this is 2 games worth of content in one.
Yes.
They were like, here you go. I don't want to make a third one.
Right.
So just
'cause
fucking
there's
crank it in there.
beefy-ass games.
I beat this in less time than the first one though.
That's
But I
shocking to
think-
me.
But the first one, I had to learn the game.
Yeah.
This is exactly the God of War from 2018. Again, it's the same
Okay.
fucking game.
All
It
right.
is not drastically different in any way, shape, or form. It is that game distilled into a more pure form.
Okay.
So is that a good thing? Probably because it's just like a 2 and done. Like we don't have to look forward to another one and be like, oh, we're gonna get the same again. Like you got a better version of that first game feel wise.
Okay.
Like as the game, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I don't need a game to drastically just like reinvent itself for each iteration of the fucking game.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of exhausting.
Yeah, like I'm cool with like, all right, we did a trilogy. Let's change up the next trilogy. Like, let's change it up every so often.
Sure.
But apparently there's like a subsect of gamers that want to see complete innovation every single time or else it's garbage.
And we discussed this too when like the new gen consoles came out, that every game is
Yeah.
expected to be like, this is the legendary shit of
Yeah.
dreams. Like this is what we'd never dreamed games could be. And we don't always need that. Sometimes you just want like a good
Yeah.
game.
Like, all I wanted from this, to be honest, I just wanted to travel realms faster. Like,
Okay.
I wanted the SSD to just be more like, okay, like, boom, realm, go, and you just
Yeah.
go there. It's a little faster, but it's still not even much faster. So, I did say, I think, I don't know if I told this to you or on the show, but that I needed time to digest it.
Yes.
And that was said maybe like a week ago? Week and a half ago? Yeah, my opinions have drastically changed.
Okay.
I still have my same feelings of when I beat it, but like I'm comprehending the game as a whole much better.
All right.
I will open with a rating with just like how I kind of felt about the thing. Was I let down? To an extent, yes.
Okay.
As a
Shit.
whole, no. I do like the first one more.
Okay.
Because the first one, and see, I'm wondering if this is a matter of like timing and circumstance. That first game was new, like I said. That that was new. We had to learn a whole new way to control this person. That game did things I've never seen a game do. This game is a more perfected form of that, so that means I've seen these things already.
Okay, so you
I'm
didn't,
not
like,
as
knock your
wowed.
socks off.
I don't think I ever said wow in this game. Like, I never was just like, oh my god! Like,
Not when you saw Thor's big belly.
no.
I said
Part-
wow.
Part 1 is the bombastic. Part 2 here is... This is pure character. There is almost no bomb to this game.
Okay, no
And
bomb to bast.
I feel like people will fight me on that and say, like, there's tons of bombastic shit. And I'm going to be like, no, dude. So here's my big downfall.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, Ragnarok happens in this game. It's called fucking God of War Ragnarok. Okay?
Yeah.
Ragnarok occurs, which is the end of the world and all the gods in the Norse pantheon. That is the event.
Yeah.
Okay? 20 minutes, maybe? In my mind, I get exhausted after playing that section. I want to play it for like an hour straight of just unleashed hell on earth. Just like, I don't know what is happening. It's too much. Because I'm in the middle of war. There's no war, really. Because basically, we focus on the characters inside. They take a moment to just sit there and talk. And
In the
people are
middle
just
of, like,
dying like
hell?
all around them. Yeah.
Okay.
like it's weird. The event of Ragnarok was well below my expectations.
Okay.
Well below. I mean, not even like, oh, that was pretty good. I was like, that's not it. Not what I envisioned at all.
Damn.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are like upset because they want the bombast, right? They want the bombast. But the people that only cared about where the characters went didn't care, and they think it's phenomenal. I'm like a mixture of the camp. Like, I'm fine with it. I don't hate that part. I'm not upset by it, but it is not what I was looking for. So
Okay.
I'm let down, but I don't hate it. I don't hate
Yeah.
it by any means. But, like, here's what I mean by, like, the bombast.
Yeah.
Like,
Let's see this.
like, when I think of, like, the fucking bombast of part 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
I immediately think of this when, like, you're
God.
about to go to Jotunheim and Baldur shows up.
Yeah.
And then you
this-
fucking wreck the gate that was the entire thing you've been playing the game towards, and you destroy it. And then you fucking, like, just careen off a mountain mid-thing and just, like,
Yes.
go back into the game.
Yeah, this part of the game, like, turned the game around for me. I remember
Yeah.
playing this on stream being like, holy shit. And then the fucking dragon. Yeah, I forgot about this part. Yeah.
There is absolutely nothing like this in Ragnarok.
Really? You don't get to fight, like...
There is nothing like this in Ragnarok.
So God of War is a game that's based on, like, the scale of enemies, right?
So that's a complaint people are having.
Okay.
There's, because it's so much more character, it's way smaller scale. Because we
Okay.
are... It's all about us in this room. It's all about us connecting to people. It's not about... And that's why I brought it up. The big snake.
That
Like,
big snake boy.
there is nothing like this in God of War
Damn.
Ragnarok.
They
He's
had-
even in it for one tiny... He's in there for 10 seconds and then never again.
They had, like, the biggest opportunity with Fenrir because he's, like, the eater of worlds or whatever, right? Like, he's the big wolf that causes Ragnarok.
That... He's there.
Okay.
He's big. He's the thing PETA's about.
Oh my god, for real?
Yeah, so we're going to get to him because I'm going to show you what we were discussing with PETA. I'm going to show you
Okay,
that
I'm
moment.
excited about that.
But, like, even that, like, this dude in this moment, Jormungandr comes to the camera and pushes that bridge with you on it, and you're, like, the size of his pupil.
Ooh.
There is nothing that of scale. Look at this fool. He literally, like, gets in your business.
Yeah.
Nothing this big, nothing remotely that big is in Ragnarok.
Well, damn.
So the scale is kind of missing, and the bombasticness. Like, there's no just like, what a fucking moment. Now, they
Okay.
have those, but in like a smaller character moment. So you're like, oh, like, that's a big deal, but it's not Bombastic, you're just like, oh, that was intense. I
Yeah.
think bombastic and intense are separate ideas. Look at this
Definitely.
motherfucker, dude. He is ginormous.
Look at a big snake.
Oh, my God. Or when you go to the frost giant and you're walking around just like the giant dead body.
Yes.
Nothing like that is in that game. Like, the scale
Man.
is very toned down.
Weird. That's kind of like a hallmark of God of War, right? Am I just thinking that because of this game?
No, I mean, that is what... This game is still small compared to Part 3. Part 3 is... The scale is so monstrous.
Yeah.
Because that's what its point was always the scale. So they just kept getting big. Then 18 zoomed in a little bit because we're like, let's zoom in on Kratos' feelings. And then this time we literally just went into his fucking chest, man.
Okay.
We were in the sauce with his feelings. So that's my only thing. I wasn't wowed set piece wise. I wasn't wowed in this bombastic, epic scaleness. That did not occur.
All right.
Ragnarok is the end of the fucking world. And I found that small. Come on. It's the end of the world. And I barely remember it because it was so small.
Was it narratively small?
That as well, yeah.
Okay. I wonder if they just intended, like, if that's a flipping the expectations kind of thing, you know, where they were like, you thought you were going to get some crazy shit like Fenrir, and we're just giving you, like, the world ends. There it
I
goes.
think so, but it doesn't even really end. I mean, there's a lot. But so I would probably give this game like a 9.5.
Okay.
I mean, it's still great. It is phenomenal. One day it'll probably be like a 9.75 because I'm just going to appreciate the story so much.
Okay.
But due to, I don't want to say expectation, but like expectation and scale, it's going to be below it for me.
Yeah. This game, like, you can't negate the expectation when talking about this game because it was so hyped up for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like, this has been one of the most awaited games of the last 5 years.
Oh, yeah. Fucking big time. Like, this was a fucking hallmark. Like, this was a cultural moment, I've heard people say. Like, people have been waiting for this.
Yeah.
And a lot of people love it. But I'm going to get to that in a point because I had like a really deep thought about my connection with the series later after I beat it. And I would love to hear your take on that as I express my innermost failings.
Oh, boy. Okay. We're going to get into it.
Oh, yeah, we're getting into it. So between like the, like, I pulled up this to show you what is still to me the epitome of what these latest games have done, like just set piece wise.
Uh-huh.
Like, dude, the fact, my God, you fucking like fall off the dragon, like scaling down his fucking wings and shit.
Yeah, I recall on stream, like, stuffing both my hands into my mouth during this moment.
And then, like, you fall, and you're just, like, careening down, right?
Yeah.
And then you get, like, the intensity as well, because now, you know, your kid's in this building, you're far away, and you just have to spend the time running there.
Yeah.
This is tension.
Yes.
This is what tension is right here. The music, and it's slow, and you're like, I'm running as fast as I fucking can. I can't get there.
Like a
no
nightmare.
feeling like this, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely none. I can't handle it. And see, I love the shit like that. Now, that's a problem that I've heard people say, too. There's a lot of unanswered questions from part one to this one. So there's a moment in part one where the boy is sick, so you're going to take him to get well, and you hear someone blow the horn, and they're all like, who blew the horn? And he's like, I don't know. I'm worried about the boy.
Yeah.
We never delve back into that. So we never know. We never find that out. And people have theories, and I don't really care too much about it. I'm like, it doesn't, whatever. The story's good enough the way it is. I don't really need to know.
Okay.
So I've had to drop it. It's not driving me crazy, but a lot of people, it's driving them fucking up the wall. They can't handle it. So we have the game. Oh, dude, I wanted to show you the lighting in one thing because I know you like good Foley work and stuff, you know.
I do love good Foley work.
I know Foley is sound, but
Are we talking light Foley here? Visual
Yeah.
Foley?
Like, because there's a campfire there, and you get to watch it, like, go out, and the light looks so natural.
Oh, yeah.
I love how they open with just like, watch this lighting trick. That's fun. But so we're 10 minutes in. Like, the game, you have pressed start, and the game is on. This is 10 minutes in, and you're with Fenrir. So Fenrir is this guy, which is not even
He's
the
a
same
wolf.
thing that we imagined.
You're going to make me watch this dog die. Fuck.
Yes, I am. Because of it's so integral to the plot. Like, this is like the point of it. Not everything, but it's a big point. And we'll make you watch this dog like refuse to eat and stuff because he like refuses to eat.
Yeah, that's very sad.
Also,
That's very sad.
Also, okay, I play games from Naughty Dog that prescribe to be the dog-loving studio, right? They
Yeah.
have dogs in their games. Not one of them has looked as realistic as the dogs in this game. Dogs in this game look good. Like, I buy that they're dogs. You know how, like, dogs just, the way they look around looks so unique because they never really focus in one place?
Yeah.
These dogs do that. Their ears move and, like, fall down very well. Like, the dogs in this game look top-notch.
You're a good boy.
I hate
this
this part of the game
baby.
so much.
Brave,
This sucks, Robert.
Oh, I know. So,
fast, and strong.
talking to his dog,
But you can rest now,
and
okay?
then this shit happens, though.
I'll be
And
okay.
we don't really learn about this for a
We might
long
go now.
fucking time.
Sofna,
But, like, he starts talking to him.
Tesu.
I love looking at this. Damn it, their dogs look. They do snoots very well in this game.
Yeah, that is a good snoot. Like, you can see the little
yeah.
fingerprint on his nose there.
Ooh, they're the best snoots, man. Okay,
Sofna.
so the eye that's happening, getting
Uh-huh.
cloudy and shit, that's not him dying.
Oh.
It's like a whole other thing that this game gets into, man.
It's like his soul leaving his little face.
Yeah. Like, this is so weird at first because you're like, what happens in the Norse realm when you die? Like, I don't understand.
Legit,
You
if I
know?
had purchased this game and played it and this happens 10 minutes in, I'd turn my PlayStation off and throw it in the garbage.
Oh,
I'd be like, I'm
Taylor was
done.
like, I fucking hate this game already because she watched
Yeah.
me start playing it. And I mean, we're 10 minutes in. This is at 12 minutes at 11 seconds.
Yeah, and the dog is dead.
And this dog is gone, man.
I
So,
hate that a lot.
like I said, so this game is very animal sad, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so following this, Atreus goes to bury Fenrir and then he leaves, right?
Uh-huh.
And he doesn't come back. So Kratos is like, I gotta go find this kid. And you find like a bear that's been mauled
Okay.
along the path. So you're like, oh shit, like he could be in trouble. Like something tore up a fucking bear.
Yeah.
I don't know that my son's gonna make it. He's still a punk. You know? And you find a bigger, badder bear
Ooh.
later on, right?
That's a good sized bear.
Yeah. You fight the bear. You go to kill the bear. And
Oh my god.
I mean, that's a big bear, dude.
Yeah. Like they make the animals scary in this game.
I know.
Look at this
And then
poor
we're about
bear.
to kill the bear.
It's
Guess
choking
what?
him out.
It ain't a bear. It's my boy.
What? What? You just fought the shit out of your boy.
Yeah. So, good callback to the first one. Remember when he tells him, you're a god, boy, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I'm a god? Can I turn into an animal? And he's like, I don't know. Well, guess what? Yes, he can.
Oh my god. What
And
the
it has
fuck?
become a problem now.
Why?
Like he does it when his like emotions get too high. He just kind of like loses it. So he has lost it and turned into this bear.
It's like turning red.
Yeah. And as you make your way back home, you find the mauled bear, and Atreus doesn't know that this happened, and Kratos is like, oh, you probably did that. And then its two cubs are there, and he's like, what about these cubs, though, now, Dad? And he's like, well, nature will take its course. Like, either they survive or they don't. But you did this, so
Fuck.
feel
Oh
that.
my god, that's kind of that just reminds me of it's the opposite of what Kratos did last game when he kills Thor's sons. Right?
Yeah.
Like those two boys.
Yeah.
Kills them, and then Thor comes later in this game to be all angry. It's the exact opposite of that situation.
Telling you, dude, you're gonna see see, I didn't even put that together. I could put that online right now and probably be heralded as a hero, man. Because people are still I mean, those are two 40, 50-hour games apiece.
Yeah.
We're trying to tie together 80 hours of content and tie
Jesus.
parallels, you know?
Yeah, that's
It's-
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's still... I learned so much stuff I'm going to tell you right now earlier today.
Okay.
I mean, shit be happening. So anyway, that's the dog. The Thor fight. We've discussed the Thor fight. He comes in. You
With
do
his
all the
belly.
shit.
Thor looks good though. Like I've just been watching Thor clips online because wow.
Yeah. I thought that you'd like this. I put it in there for Ismail today.
No.
Kratos telling him no. This
Oh,
has
yeah.
been the number one used meme that I've had on TikTok. It's like when your mom tells you to clean your room or something, but you still want to watch your show. So this is a huge moment because Kratos says yes here. This game ends.
Okay.
Like this whole story doesn't go anywhere, but he will never do a favor for a god ever again. He will never be under your service, under your kind of your will. Odin wants you to just not do anything. Leave
Okay.
everything alone and we'll be good. And he's like, but I'd be like doing something for you, so no.
yeah.
I can't. No. I won't do that. Cuz the kid is looking for Tyr, right? Which is the peaceful god of war from these realms. And you find that dude. So in this scene, it's super intense because they're like, this little rat is trying to find him. He's dead. Don't you get it? Like, he's gone. Be done with this. And it sounds so fake. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, just be done with it, okay? And then you go find him. You find Tyr. He's in, like, a prison somewhere.
Okay.
And you find the fucking god of war that they're saying is dead. So, like, we know Odin lies all the time.
So he's a god of peace? Like how is he a peaceful god of war?
So basically, he's a god of war that tries to prevent war.
Okay.
So he is a god of war, but his thing is to not have wars. He wants peace between people. So
Okay.
he's basically a god of stopping wars, you know?
I see.
He tries to bring people together, and he wound up dying for it, right? Turns out he was causing trouble, so they just put him in prison.
Oh.
And you find him, and he's peaceful, so he doesn't ever want to do anything. He never wants to fight nobody or do anything crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you find him. You go to Sindri's new house. Sindri has a new house. It's
Hell
lovely.
yeah.
That's where you get to stay, hanging out with Brock and shit.
Good.
Life is good. And basically, the whole thing is Odin wants Atreus to come work with him.
Okay.
He's like, I just need him for a project. Like, you think we could
Project,
make that
cool.
work?
Chill.
So you're kind of having this battle of stuff. So you play as Atreus about a third of the game.
Oh, fun.
Like, you swap between Kratos and him quite frequently.
How was that mechanically?
He plays great, dude.
Good.
He
All right.
plays so good. I would totally play a game that's just him.
Do you think they're leaning toward that?
I would hope so. Like, I really hope so.
Yeah.
Because they have stated that there's questions from this game that we want to tell in another one. And that could be his standalone thing.
The Atreus DLC or something.
Yeah, because people are like, I don't want to play a God of War and not play as Kratos. So,
Yeah.
fine. Call it something different, but it's like in that universe, you know? We don't have to call
Yeah.
it God of War Atreus or something, you know?
Son
Call
of
it
War.
something else. Freya plays a big part. So remember, we killed her son last time. She's vowed
Yeah.
to just end me. She fucking hates me. At some point, she comes to kill you, and Kratos is like, I don't want to fight. And just, like, puts down his shit. And he's like,
Oh.
you're my friend. you saved my son's life. And in the first game, he does say, you saved him. I'll never forget this. And so to this day, he's like, nope, you're cool with me. Like, you saved a boy.
Yeah.
Like, we're good. I will never be mad at you. I know you want to be mad at me, though. So she kind of, like, enlists your help because she's like, I think I figured out how to not be tied to this one realm anymore. So let's go into some Odin shit real quick.
Okay.
Odin is bad. That's the premise. He's bad.
Odin, bad.
We don't like him. I think I've only told Taylor this, but to give you a level of how bad he is, when he married Freya to end that war between their people, right?
Mm-hmm.
He started calling her Frigg, right?
Okay.
He calls her Frigg so that anything she does that would be recorded in history would be attributed to the name Frigg. So when he winds up getting rid of her later, her legacy is tied to a different name. They'll never know that it was her. He's literally
That's
written her
awful.
name out of the history books.
I hate that.
People know Frigg is the person that did these things, but it was really Freya. But it was her pet name, but secretly that was him, like, hiding her from history. That's
Shit.
how small of a devious man this is, you know?
Okay. Have I
Like, he's
seen
thinking
Odin? Can
that
you show
intense.
him to me?
Was in that first one. Let me open up this video real quick again.
While you're doing that, I'm going to crack this thing open because getting thirsty over here.
Sure. Let's do that, man. Okay. I found a liquid death in the fridge, but was like, I gotta hit the hard stuff for this one. So this is Dr. Pepper.
Gotta have the hard peps. I'm drinking a pineapple passion fruit AHA, and I'm fucking stoked about it.
Nice.
Smells like tropical time.
So this is Odin.
Ooh, spooky.
Hey, just an old man. He has not a super scary voice, but I wanted to tell you something interesting I found out today.
Just like George Carlin.
Yes, he does. Look at his arms. See how there's really nothing on them?
Yeah.
They're just arms.
Just arms.
When his ravens come back to him, the tattoos show up. So
Oh, that's
throughout the
fucking
game,
cool.
you get subtle hints of if his eyes are out there watching people just by looking at his arms to see if his tattoos are in place.
Bizarre.
So you can kind of gauge if he's like fully present in the moment or if he's doing something in the background kind of thing.
Weird.
So you
That's
can
cool.
have just like a play
You
into
know who
his
I am.
mind, you know? But yeah, that's
Back
him.
before winter
It's like my
set
boss at
in,
KFC.
there
Like
were some
a much
misunderstandings,
less like
regrettable ones.
hardcore voice than I
think
pictured.
We all have a better idea
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
of who we're dealing with. Now, what you did to his boys.
A commanding voice, though.
Self-defense.
Yeah, sometimes. So his whole thing is he has found a rift somewhere in Asgard, right?
Okay.
There's just this like hole in space-time. And he once tried to look through it, and inside was like infinite knowledge. So his obsession has always been look inside this rift and acquire all knowledge.
All right.
You might like this because he's like, well, I'm a god. Mortals don't have to worry about these things. They know that they die and they move on to this place. But what if we're eternal things? Or mostly, what if we die? What happens when we die? There's questions like we have the same questions mortals have, but there's no answer for us. We know
Yeah.
their answer. We're their god. We're above them. Who's above me? I have to know that. So he is like super, like, what's the purpose of life to a god kind of
Cerebral
thing.
shit.
Yeah, he's very cerebral shitness. So he also doesn't want Ragnarok to happen before he learns that answer. If the world ends, I'll never learn that.
Yeah.
So he's trying to prevent Ragnarok, not so much to save himself, because he thinks learning this knowledge will already save him. He'll know everything.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get to this knowledge before that happens. And delaying that gives him time to acquire the knowledge. So that's kind of his whole deal. But he needs Atreus. He needs Loki,
Right.
who Atreus is to the giants and stuff, right?
Yes.
So he's bad news bears. He's always doing bad shit. He has Freya like completely written out of history for all the great things she did while she was married to this man, right?
Okay.
He then banished her to one realm only, which is not her home realm. And in the first game, remember, she takes you to Alfheim where you go get the
Yes.
light for stuff, and she gets sucked back away, and the kid's like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh no. Lady got sucked into a hole.
yeah, that sucks. That's her curse. She can't ever leave Midgard or Earth, basically.
Okay.
She's stuck on Earth, so she can never go home to where she's really from, which is in a different realm. She's trapped here.
Tragic.
And also, he stripped her fighting spirit, so she can't even defend herself in a fight. Like, if somebody were to come kill her, she couldn't even stop it.
Shit.
Like, he has her in a bad place.
That sucks.
And I thought you would love this part of the game. She finds out where that curse is that keeps
Okay.
her in a place. So, So I read a review about this game. And the guy was like, the one down spot of this game is everything with Freya.
Why?
That's some Clownfish TV stuff, man.
Oh my
'Cause you
god.
ready?
Okay.
The stuff with Freya was so awesome.
Oh,
We focused on a lady, though, so that's the worst part of the game.
how could you?
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking women ruining our video games. The bimbification of Kratos.
She finds that, like, he has all these different tree roots from, like, every realm tied into a knot in this place, and that's the curse that's keeping her here.
Oh.
So she's got Kratos there, like, help me undo this, and then I'm free to walk
Axe
around
support this
and do
fucking
my
knot.
shit, right?
Yeah.
This was the one and only bombastic thing for me.
Okay.
Like, you're trying to break these things out, and then, oh shit, man!
Oh my god.
So this is Nidhogg, which is
Fucking
the
jump
creature
scare.
that protects the roots of the world tree, right?
Ugh.
And this boss fight is fucking nuts, dude. So I kept thinking about it because there's boss fights galore, and some of them are kind of like reused. Like, you fight like 5 dragons, and yeah,
Okay.
they're like slightly different, but they're all dragons. Dude, Elden Ring has actually, Elden Ring, you fight several of the bosses like 2-3 times, just with different varying degrees of hardness. So maybe it is hard to just come up with like 30 unique bosses.
I mean, that is a lot of things.
I know, but like, Elden Ring did pretty good.
I love the way this thing is like gripping the portal around it and it like moves
Yeah.
in space.
It's-
That's very cool.
It's a straight up portal to another. That's where Sindri's house is, really. Sindri
Huh.
lives in the realm between realms now. So really, that's like where Sindri's house is, and this is a totally different place. But so then you fight this giant thing, and there's so many, forms and all that shit. This boss fight was good. Freya has the most like female empowerment storyline in this thing.
Fuck
I
yeah.
need you to know her.
I have to break his hold on me, and you are in the way.
Holy shit. Did they just,
just-
close the portal on its head?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I just thought you'd love that line. She's like, I have to break his hold on me, and you're in the way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
that's
she-
good shit.
Ends that shit. And then you get this moment that I wanted you to kind of sit in. It's her basically getting her freedom back after like 100 years, maybe?
My god.
Like, she's been trapped a long time. Like, I know you're going to feel this lady. This, like, quiet franticness that she
Yeah.
has. Because what she wants is right here. It's within sight, you know?
Ugh. And like the expression on her face too. Just so good.
So they apparently made her do this scene several times. And she would full-blown cry every single time and was so in this moment every time.
Oh.
You would love her in this game. Like, you would adore her. So after this, because she's gained her freedom, she, like, kind of forgives you and says, I won't kill you. And she becomes your companion for a while.
Okay.
So,
Instead
like,
of Atreus?
Yeah, Atreus is, like, he's, like, doing stuff back at Sindri's house because they're trying to, like, come up with a plan for Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll keep planning. You go with Freya to do this. And so you get Freya as a sidekick. You get Sindri as a sidekick. You get Brock as a sidekick
Well,
throughout
that's
the
cool.
game. Then Atreus gets Thor as a sidekick at one point. Like,
What?
they mix and match the feel of this game constantly. It's phenomenal. And I wanted to tell you about this because part of the reason she forgives him is on the journey to find this, she's like, you don't understand what it's like to lose a child the way you took mine. And he's like, I do. And proceeds to tell her the Greek storyline. He goes, I had a daughter and a wife. I murdered
I forget
them.
that about Kratos. Shit.
Yeah, he's like, I had a daughter. You know why I look ashy as fuck? That's her, dude. Like, yes, I do know what it's like to lose a child, but I murdered them. You just
Yeah.
lost them to someone else. And then he talks about his brother. And that whole thing that went down, how he lost his brother. So she's like kind of seeing like, maybe he's not so one-dimensional and monstrous. I mean, he lived in a whole other land. Like, I mean, he hit a whole world before this,
Yeah.
you know? They did a timeline. He's about 1,300 years old here.
Jesus.
Yeah, Kratos is pretty old, man. So then she becomes your sidekick, and you get a whole optional storyline. You ready?
Okay.
It's her going to where she married Odin, and she's destroying all the things that are still remaining of their union to prove that they are no longer tied together. It's this
Hell
whole
yeah.
empowerment of get rid of everything that exists that binds us together.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
I know. And that reviewer dude hated it because
Of course
fuck
he
her,
did.
dude.
God.
So here's the best part of that, though. You destroy like a goblet that you like. So the first cup they drank from as a married couple, she destroys that. She destroys like this present that somebody gave them, and then the last one is when you get married in the Norse stuff, you take a sword and you drive it into a stone together, and it's to permanently like cement your love. Right, your love is like forever here.
Okay.
You know, she wants to remove the sword from the stone and get rid of it. And she can't. She literally can't. It never happens. And then Kratos goes, you need to understand that it's not about severing the tie. It'll always be there. That's still your past. You just
Yeah.
have to move past it. Like,
Shit.
you have to not care that he's there. You can't erase him from your past. You were married to him. You did have this time with him. He did these things to you, but now you're free. Now you can do your own thing. You have to grow past it.
This game has big messages, dude.
It's real big, and when she realizes that she can't erase him from her past, she starts drawing out the sword. And then you get another badass sword, so she has these two swords. It's fucking cool.
Damn.
But that whole side quest that's a big message. You can't Kratos can't get rid of his past.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally
Where's
on him.
Yeah.
It's on him. But he's still moving forward and doing other things. He's not only that moment, only that event.
That's
You know?
awesome. There's so much like there's a culture around like letting go of who you once were and forgetting that, but you
Yeah.
always are that person somewhere inside still.
Yeah.
And it's not about letting it go. It is about like it's still there. You just have to acknowledge it and live with it, and that's what life
this
is like.
game in a nutshell, dude.
Ah,
That's this game in a nutshell. They hit that point home time and time again. That's the
Damn.
whole thing. So I knew you loved the Freya shit. I
Yeah.
adored her whole section. I'm so glad she's my friend now because she's awesome. You do a whole bunch of stuff with her. Life is good. So then you go home from doing all that stuff with her, and Sindri and Atreus are fighting in the other room. And you're like, I don't know what's going on. And for you listening, like, we're going to cut to, like, Kelsey after. But
okay.
the way they do these scenes, man, is on another level. I need you to take in this moment. So, let me pause here real quick.
Okay.
He did leave to go somewhere at some point. And I kind of forgot in coming up with this because it is the part of the game I hated more than everything else.
Oh, really?
There is a section of this game that I never look forward to replaying because it drug on entirely too long.
Oh, man.
When you go meet Angrboda, I love Angrboda, but you spend 2.5 hours picking apples for the cattle on the ranch.
Oh, my God. What?
because you get like a bunch of exposition as well.
Okay.
But the entire gameplay loop is you're riding on a yak, going to places where you get these fruits, you collect them, maybe fight a few people, and then you move on.
That's so
And it is
little gameplay.
very long. Like, I mean, me and Taylor were like, is this ever going to end?
It's just the whole game now.
Like, I hated that section. But it's a big section because you find out at the end of the last one, remember you go to the giant's realm and they're all dead?
Uh-huh.
They are all dead.
Oh, shit, okay.
You do find that out. But basically, they were like, we can hide in Jotunheim and wait for Odin to find us one day and hope that he doesn't, or we do something about it. So they took all their souls out and put
What
them
the
in these marbles, and they're all hiding in, like, all their souls are stored in these marbles.
Okay.
And so Angrboda's like, cool, you're the last giant. Part of the prophecy with me is I give you this bag of the giants.
Bag of souls.
And you're supposed to know what to do with it when the time comes, so my part is done now. And he's like, but I just met you. And she's like, she becomes lost. It gave me a big, like, Full Metal Alchemist Rose, like, now that I don't have the thing I've been clinging on to, I don't know who I am without it.
Okay.
And she starts going off the deep end because then he's like, well, why don't you come with me? Like, we can do stuff. And she's like, if I was part of your story, I wouldn't be written off the fucking mural halfway through.
Okay.
Like, I'm done. I'm out. That's the end for me. There's nothing left for me to exist with. I've played my part. Life sucks now.
Shit.
So she's like a pretty heavy character. And in brilliant God of War fashion, okay, so remember the whole eyeball thing where it was like becoming white with the dog in the beginning?
Yeah.
Angrboda's grandma lives in this realm still, and she hates prophecy because it foretold her son dying, and he didn't do anything to change his prophecy, and then he died. So she hates people being sentient enough to make these bad decisions, so she's going around stealing souls from animals. It's
okay.
Real fucking weird, and it is one of the hardest moments. I will never show you these moments.
Okay.
Like, she basically faces up to her grandma, and it's like a whole bunch of child abuse slur stuff of her grandma
fuck.
yelling at her granddaughter. It's hard. It's not fun. On top of that section being boring, that's how we end capped it. It was not a good time.
That sucks.
It was not a good time. But while you're in there, you find this snake, right?
Okay.
And Atreus is like, well, you gave me these marbles. Like, I have an idea. And he takes one of the marbles and puts a soul into the snake. And they do it
Okay.
together. Now, Jormungandr is Loki and Angrboda's child. So essentially, by them putting the soul in the thing, they've made a child, and they just created Jormungandr.
And that's a snake?
Yeah, that's the big snake that we know and love.
Oh, the big snake. Okay.
Yeah, so they created him, and then there's the whole time travel thing of... This game's a lot, man. So in Ragnarok, Thor is supposed to hit Jormungandr so hard that he travels back in time.
Oh.
So the snake that they just now created gets sent back in time, and that's why he's so old when they meet him in the first game.
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
And he does say, the kid looks familiar to me, but I don't know why. Like,
Huh.
Mimir says, like, he said the kid looked familiar, but he doesn't know from when. Well, in his mind, he was created like 300 years ago by some random older version of that kid, you know?
Yeah.
So beautiful God of War spinning of things. Like, they still, like, made this child together, but it's not in the typical way, you know?
Right.
They put a soul in a dude. So that was awesome. I love when God of War does that shit. So he went to that place with Angrboda, and she's like, you can't tell people. The prophecy is The prophecy is set. If you tell people and they learn about this place, prophecy can change, so you have to, like, shut up. You can't say shit, bro. So he, like, won't tell Kratos where he's been. And so he's like, did you go see Odin? Did you go to Asgard? And he's all like, no. Like, of course I didn't. And he didn't. He's not lying. But he was gone for 2 days in that place.
That's a long time to be
Like,
away.
One night, he just disappeared for 2 days. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah, to be without your child, not knowing where he is.
And while he's there, he sees the prophecy that was at the end of the first game, where Kratos is dying in his arms. So now he knows My dad's going to die in my arms. I have to stop Ragnarok. I have to figure this out. And I can't tell my dad that I know because I'm not supposed to say anything.
God.
But remember, Kratos already knows this. He saw it at the end of the last game.
Yeah, he's seen it. So, like...
Yeah, so now they both know the same thing, but neither of them know that they know.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So then that becomes a whole thing. But so...
This fucking man back there with a pot of soup.
Oh, that's a tear. I love Brock, man. He's the fucking best.
Get kicked in the head or something?
Great. I guess everybody's against me now.
You must choose who you are going to be. Are you going to continue to lie and keep things from me? Or are you my son?
Choose? I never get to choose. Just leave me alone.
Listen.
Let go of me.
Listen.
Let go.
Oh, my God.
Atreus!
Yeah.
Just try to keep control.
No. Oh, my God.
That's your one boy.
Oh, Jesus.
But he is acting like a boy now.
Throwing a little bear tantrum.
Yep. And so, Atreus goes to Asgard, to Odin.
Okay.
He does go there. And that's when you learn what Odin's whole thing is. You learn about the tear and all this stuff. And then he's like, well, there's this mask that I have. And there's pieces to it. And I can't find the pieces. But I know that if I use the mask, I could look in the tear and learn everything.
Yeah.
But it's all in like giant shit. And I'm not a giant, so I can't really work it out. And Atreus like solves the first puzzle on it like right there. He goes, oh, what says this? And he's like,
it's a giant.
okay, well, go find the other half. And they find another piece of the mask. So he's like, oh, good, boy, you're so cool with me. This is great. And so now you're working on a side project with fucking Odin for a long portion of the game.
Okay.
So you're working with Odin. You're doing all the shit. And the mask, guess what it looks like? That's another meme that's come from it.
What?
It looks exactly like the mask from The Mask.
Oh, my God.
And if you go back and look at the mask, Jim Carrey picks it up and he says, oh, it's the mask of Loki.
Really?
Yeah, it is
Oh,
Loki's
shit.
mask. That mask has no bearing to anything in history. It is exclusively from The Mask, that comic strip, and it's in this fucking game.
Okay.
For no reason at all. And I was like, somebody better put it on and say, stop me, or something, but it never happened.
Somebody stop me.
So then you go to Asgard, dude, and again, a little let down because I don't know what you know about Asgard, but it's got the Rainbow Bridge that
Okay.
like takes you into the city and stuff.
The Rainbow Bridge where all good animals go when they die.
No, but like you get to see it. You
Okay.
see, like there it is. It's beautiful, I guess. I envisioned Ragnarok out playing with us, like coming to Asgard and like having a battle on the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like getting to be on it.
Right.
And, like,
so you just
having
get
a
to see it in
battle
the
there?
sky? And that's it?
That's it. You never fucking
Oh.
do anything else with it.
I want to go to the Rainbow Road.
It's cool, but like, I mean, shit, you get more of that in the Marvel movies than you do in this game. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've gotten a better experience of this bridge from a Thor movie
Okay.
than from this game. Like, I could have had fights here. Like, this could have been like step one of like pushing into the city for Ragnarok to occur. You have this battle to get into the city and you fight across the bridge. That could be a
Yeah.
whole fucking moment.
It
Never
sure
happens.
could.
I had a big vision of the end of this game,
Yeah.
and it did not happen. So anyway, you go to Asgard. I'm cutting out like whole characters and whole plot threads, man. There's like too much.
There's a lot of game here.
Yeah, so you go to Asgard, and while you're here, you start getting like the backstory to all these gods and Thor and all this stuff. So Thor's a drunk,
Oh.
and
Shit.
he beat his kids viciously.
Ah, fuck.
Right, so Magni and Modi, the two we killed before,
Uh-huh.
they're the product of that. He has a daughter, and he treats her like an utter princess, man. Whatever she wants, whatever she needs, he She wants to become a Valkyrie, and Thor is doing everything in his power to let her do that.
Okay.
And he stopped drinking so that he can be more of a father figure in the family. And you get like all this shit just about him as a person. And it's all heard through listening through doors at people having conversations in their own rooms.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Atreus is just a little sneaky boy, man. So yeah, you get like tons of story just if you go press the button to pay attention.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd never know this stuff.
So this is kind of like they almost did like a Last of Us thing because, you know, you're playing through the eyes of one character and then you flip and play through the eyes of another for a very long time. Do you think it was more successful in this game than people found it in The Last of Us? Because I know that game...
No.
Okay. Yeah, I know that game was not well received for that because you're made to feel empathy through the eyes of somebody that you've been made to hate, and nobody found that.
I mean, I did. I felt bad by the end. But, I mean, there are people who actually prefer Abby to Ellie.
Really?
Like, yeah, there's a whole camp of people that are like, I much prefer her. She's so much more interesting and better. But also more sad because she got the revenge that Ellie's seeking and learning that it doesn't fix everything.
Yeah.
And that's huge in this game as well. It's always about vengeance and shit.
Okay.
So all that shit happens. And while Atreus is in Asgard, they're like, what are we going to do? We got to figure out Ragnarok. Like, what's up? And they're like, well, Heimdall's going to be our biggest problem. And Heimdall is Idris Elba in the Marvel movies, by the way.
Okay.
Heimdall is the guy that runs the Rainbow Bridge. He's the guy that lets people in and out of Asgard. So he's supposed to be like, what do you call it? Like when you go to like a rich party and they like announce you in like, and now arriving Miss Kelsey Green. That kind of thing. That's Heimdall. He announces and allows people in and out of Asgard. Like he's like the gatekeeper kind of. And he has eyes that can see everything. Like he knows everything. So basically, no one can ever fight this dude because he sees all your punches coming. He knows everything you'll do. Like way ahead of time.
Okay.
And he's such a fucking piece of shit, dude. God. Taylor hated him. He's so mean to Atreus the whole time.
Aww.
He's mean to everybody. He's a fucking piece of work, this guy. Brock and Sindri go, I mean, I guess we could figure out a way to, like, a weapon to fight him.
Okay, so, like a time knife?
Well, Sindri has a ring, which is the ring that came in the box, which now I fucking love the ring.
Hell yeah.
It's the Dropnir ring. It's a ring that constantly replicates itself. Like, it can just, like, produce itself time and time again. So when he goes to get it for him, he goes into the basement, and it's just littered with, like, DuckTales-style sea of rings. And he has the real one tied to a rope, so he pulls out the real one and takes it off and gives it to him and says, you can forge a weapon with this, and that should be able to kill him.
All right.
So, like, it's a slow burn. We're about to, like, just nonstop get into shit.
All right.
Okay. So you come up with the ring idea, and Kratos goes, I'm going to take Brock with me. And Brock's like, yes, I fucking want to go somewhere. He's like,
okay,
the lady that's going to make this weapon, I've wanted to meet her my entire life. I've never gotten to meet her. Sindri always goes because he's a piece of shit. I hate him. And so Brock gets to go with you, and you have a great time with Brock. He's
of course you
the
do.
Fucking best, dude.
He's Brock.
He is riding with you to go meet the mermaid lady. So remember the mermaid from the trailer? She's the lady that's going to make you the... Oh, well, you're about to see the mermaid lady.
Okay.
He's always wanted to meet her, and Sindri's, like, begging you to take him. He's like, he can't go. Like, I have to... Like, you don't understand. I have to go. You can't take him.
Okay.
And Kratos is like, I want him. Deuces.
Peace.
And you leave. So Brock's with you, and he's like, oh, I've never met her before. I gotta get her a present. I gotta get her something. So you're like riding on this like this ferry up the mountainside, and he's like, ooh, I'm gonna capture her like the howling of the wind out here.
Okay.
And Mimir's like, what? And he's all like, us dwarven guys, we don't deal in form, okay? We deal in the nature of things. So like, he's like, I mean, I built a knife out of like 1,000 dog barks one time, okay? Like, that's what we do. So he has this whole spiel about how dwarves see things past the physical. We see the nature of it. We see...
That's pretty neat.
We're seeing the sound of the wind. We're capturing the feel of the sound of the wind. There's no actual sound. We have that intangible thing.
Huh.
It's cool. It's
That is
very
cool.
cool. So you bring him to the mermaid lady. I thought I was going to be real scared because it's all underwater. I didn't like it.
Very much underwater. Oh, she's cool.
Okay.
She's just
and
like a little kitty person.
I skipped a whole other section that I don't want to dig too much in because it felt like a waste of time, kind of.
Okay.
There's the fates of Norse mythology.
Are they like the fates with the thread and the scissors?
Yes.
Okay.
But in Norse mythology, they don't control things.
Oh.
Kratos is telling them, like, yeah, the fates, they, like, control your fate and shit. And they're like, that's not how it works here. They just kind of see things. They don't tell you what's going to happen. Like,
Okay.
Like, well, they don't make it happen. They just tell you what's going to happen. They're like prophesiers, you know, like we just see the stuff.
All right.
So you're supposed to go there and figure out, is there a way to kill Heimdall and stuff? And you ride a Kelpie, which is like a Norse underwater horse thing, and that's cool. And it's the weirdest little cutscene of all the Norns, which is their fates, basically just making fun of you guys and saying, like, you can't change anything. You guys are fucking stupid. They're like, that's the thing. We don't know fate. It's just that you guys are so predictable. Human beings as a species are so predictable. We can just guess what will happen, and it always happens because you're so predictable.
Okay.
Oh, Kratos, he's gonna grunt in frustration now, and then he does, and they're like, yeah, I know, like, you just are what you are. Human beings are what they are, and we see you for what you are, so we are seen as knowing all when we just see you. We're just observant of you. And yes, Kratos, you will die. You will not see the end of this story. It's been a great story, but yours is ending, and then you just turn around and leave, and you find out nothing from them. You just got berated for 20 minutes, and I was like, this was a pointless mission. I hated this. I feel bad. So that's why you're making this weapon, because the Norns told you nothing, and you get this cool mermaid lady to make you a weapon. It's fucking neat, dude.
It's like reaches her hand to this water portal.
Look at Brock. He's so nervous. He can't talk to the pretty lady. So she mixes the stuff together.
Oh, she's spooky. I like her.
Yeah, she makes you a cool spear. So
She's
this
very
is Draupnir's
textured.
spear, right?
Okay.
Because of the ring you wear, you can just like craft it from your hand, but because the ring makes infinite copies of itself, you can just keep making and throwing new spears for infinitum forever.
Cool. Blood of a god.
So she gives you the ring. You get Draupnir's spear. Life is cool. I did not expect to find this weapon so epic, but the music build up, all
That's a
the
cool ring,
shit
man.
with it, man. And then you just like, whop.
Oh, that's cool.
And so the gimmick with this is you can throw like up to 8 of them at a person, and they're all stuck in them. And then when you slam it down, they all explode. So you can make
Damn.
like trails of explosions and then like pop them off to chase people and stuff.
That's fun.
It's phenomenal. But then you get this. So yeah, she just
Goodbye.
leaves. So before you come here, Sindri goes, he can't go.
Mm-hmm.
And he confirms what I told you when we played the first one. He's like, Kratos, he can't go. He died.
Dead. Yeah.
He died, and when I went to the Lake of Souls and I brought him back, I could only find 3 of the 4 parts of his soul. So he's incomplete.
Ooh, weird.
And they don't know which piece he's missing. There's like direction, knowledge, love, and like something else. Like there's these different essence of a person that are driven by the 4 parts of your soul. Right? And he's missing one of them. And if he goes, he'll learn. And Kratos is like, we gotta go. I'm leaving.
Weren't even here.
Ugh.
So then,
don't speak to our corporeal bodies. They speak to a part of our soul. A part specifically you might be missing.
Fuck! Damn it, Sindri, you lion cat scrubber! I knew it. I died. I fucking died! The fuck you want?
It needs a blessing.
Yeah, well, the one to give us the blessing just fucked off into the tomb.
It needs the blessing of a great blacksmith.
What?
Aw.
I can't bless shit. I don't have all my soul bits. The blessing wouldn't mean squat.
It is the nature of a thing that matters, not its form.
he just learned that from him on your journey here. It's the nature of it. It's not the form of it. And he's like, well, shit. Turn him on shit against me. And he comes and blesses your weapon. I cried big time when he blessed his weapon.
May this weapon strike true. May it be wielded with wisdom. May it be put down when its job is done.
Spits on it.
Like, that's probably the first time you've seen Kratos be friendly to somebody.
Yeah.
Like, he straight up was like, you're going through something hard, but I'm going to make it better.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of soothed him a bit, you know?
Growth.
Kratos be trying to grow, man. So, oh yeah, when he pulled out the whole form and nature thing, I fucking lost my shit. I cried big time. So then you're hanging out, and Brock is like, you can't tell Sindri we learned this. We'll just pretend it all went fine. Don't
Okay.
say anything to him. And he's all like, all right, I mean, it's not my business. I don't give a fuck. Then Odin shows up and just kind of like digs the knife in about how, like, I've got your boy. He's hanging out with me. You fucking
We're
suck,
best
Daddy-O.
friends. We make spaghetti till the weekend.
Pretty much. Like, he does a whole bunch of shit with him. And then you're still solving the mask thing. And here is the thing Pete is mad about.
Okay, yeah, let's have a look at this.
So this is Garm. He's the biggest snoot boy.
That's a big boy.
I love him. There's no food or water bowl. Aren't you very irate right now?
I mean, I just want to pet him. I would be, like, if I was PETA, I'd be more mad about, like, the fact that his legs have no fucking skin on them.
Yeah, nope. It's just the food or water. That's all we care about.
Why don't we give him food and water? He deserves it.
Yeah, like, I don't understand that that's the thing you're going to latch on to.
Why is that the hill you're going to die on? They literally just do it for attention. Fucking PETA.
I know.
They just want to cause a ruckus. Ugh. I want to
So-
boop that snoot.
It's a big fucking snoot.
Oh, look at the smog coming out of it when he breathes.
Yeah. You free the dog. Which
Good.
I think he was planning on it because he just like happened to roll out of the way for that one. And then was like, psych, I'm out of here.
Wow.
He's maybe one of the biggest things.
That was a
But
big
even
dog.
then, I mean, he's not Jormungandr big.
Yeah.
You know, he's loose. And it turns out that you were wrong about the final part of the mask being here. And so you go, you know what, Odin? I want to go home. And Odin's like, you're not a prisoner here. Remember, I'm very nice to you. I'm like the nicest man alive.
I'm the cool stepdad.
And he even gifts you this sword that's on your back. Her name is Ingrid.
Ew.
And she's sentient and fights with you. And I love
Cool.
her. And when you leave, he's like, I need the mask. And he's like, oh. And Ingrid. And he takes her and just like tosses her aside. So I was like,
sad.
yeah, you're fucking bad, dude. Like, how can you do that to Ingrid and me not think you're a pile of shit?
Yeah.
Oh, and she like begs to stay on his back. I was so sad.
Poor sword.
I love Ingrid, dude. She is my favorite thing.
Does she have a voice or is she just like...
No,
make
she just
noises
like,
that?
woo, woo. Yeah. Look at that. Fuck you,
He just
dude.
tosses it down.
She
Fuck you.
ever treat Ingrid in such a blasphemous manner. you go home, and Sindri's house is a complete fucking wreck.
Okay.
It is just like a fucking hellscape.
My God.
So basically, because you unleashed Garm, the Hound of Helheim, Garm can rip holes in space-time.
Fuck.
And if you don't put Garm in check, basically all of space and time can collapse on itself.
Bad boy. It's like that old screensaver from like 1997 where the dog would eat your files. And, like, dig holes in your screen.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have to do this whole fight.
I like Atreus' bird attacks. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Atreus has probably been with Odin a couple days to a week, maybe.
Shit.
He's been gone. And so it's the first time you meet back up again. Are you Atreus or are you Loki? Because
Yeah.
Loki would be with Odin. Atreus would be here with me, you know? So just, what do I call you?
Oh.
I wasn't even going to show you that part, but it's just a good part.
He just wants a hug.
Yeah. So, Kratos not mad at him. Life is good. But your squirrel... who
Yeah, the
is
squirrel. Tell me about the
in the
squirrel.
So the squirrel runs the world tree.
Yeah,
And is
I
basically
love him.
in charge of all that shit. So he calls you aside and goes, hey, Nidhogg is missing. Nidhogg's like what protects all my roots and stuff. And like, she's just not around. Like, I don't know where she is. And Kratos is like,
Weird.
yeah. I have no idea how her head got cut off. Her head's cut off? Like, what? I don't fucking know.
I didn't know
You know?
about that.
So he tasks you with putting Garm in his place because he's like, Garm will destroy everything with these fucking realm tears if you don't stop that.
Yeah.
What a stupid boy you are. And so he sends you on a mission to go put the dog in its place, right?
Okay.
And
Back in his place with no food, no water.
yeah. So you go do it, and Atreus is like, Dad, we can't hurt him.
Can we
Like-
keep him?
Like we can't be mean to him. And Kratos is like, well, I'll try not to, but if he fucks with us, like, what am I going to do about it?
I can
Like-
see Kratos punching him right in his big snoot.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to do if he fucking starts shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then while you're with Angrboda, she's all like, who's that soul on your knife?
Oh,
And Atreus
what?
is like, excuse me? She's like, that's, am I telling you this for the first time? Like, you don't know about that? And he's like, you're a weird girl. And you just kind of move on. That was, you know, several hours ago during the forgettable part of the game.
Okay.
And then, boom, you find Garm. He's
That's
a big
tall
boy.
dog. Oof.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Atreus is like, let's just be cool with him. Let's not be bad.
I love his little puberty voice. He's so cute.
Yeah. So you find him. You try to catch him. Atreus' plan fails. Garm gets away.
Whoa.
So Kratos is like, your plan didn't work. We're going with mine. And he's like, do we have to? And so you find the big boy. You ready?
No.
He's a big boy.
That is a big dog. So this is a pretty good sized fight. Not like
This-
Snake of
this
the World
is
fight, but ooh.
The biggest
Oh!
fight in the game. With quite the snoot, man.
Yeah, that is a lot of like teeth up in your
Yeah.
face.
I mean, he's a big giant wolf, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ugh!
Ooh. This is a good scale fight right here, actually. I like this.
This scene is like really 3D when he gets like two in your face. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like, whoa, like you're in my
I know.
face, dude.
Back the fuck up.
You need to get out of here.
Because his nose is like on your screen.
See how realistic this dog is at being a dog?
Yeah. Like
the
I feel like I'm
breathing,
laying on the ground
everything.
with him.
Like, I have never seen a dog in a game quite like this. So, anyway, you fight the dog. You're trying to grab his chain. Life is good. Oh, he's too big. He's a big dog. And so, man, I said I'd do what I could do, but he's a lot of dog.
Oh god, we're gonna crush this animal.
Like, he's too much dog. Too much dog. Come on, come on, come on. Press the buttons.
Come on, Atreus.
And then we go.
Oh no. Oh, that's horrible. PETA was fine with this part.
Yeah, PETA was fine with this part.
Give him food and water.
Did you hear the yelp?
Yeah, that was awful. Look at the tartar on that dog's teeth, though.
Yeah.
They just like took a 3D scan of a dog and put it in the game. That's a really impressive dog.
Yeah. Also, your 2 dogs that pull your sled are based off of a developer's real life dogs.
Really?
Yeah. So this person was like, can we name them after my dogs? And they were like, yep, let's scan them in this
Cute.
hoe. And they put
my God.
their dogs in there.
Amazing.
And Kratos pets the dogs. You have a moment where you do a whole side mission and they're like scared of these like pelters, I guess, or people that are like capturing animals and hiding them and stuff.
Yeah.
And you go kill all of them, and he's like, there's nothing to be scared of. Stop being so fucking scared. And they're still scared. And
Aw.
Freya's like, maybe it's not the hunters. Maybe they're scared of you. And so he goes to the front of the thing, and he goes, there, little dogs. And he tries to be nice and goes, I won't hurt you. You're my dogs. You're
So sweet.
good boys. And pets their heads. And then Freya goes, girls. Good girls. And I was like, of course he's got 2 girl dogs. Of course he does. And so you pet the dogs, and it's very cute, right? So, gotta kill the dog, right? Nothing you can do. So you leave. Oh, that dog's not fucking
God.
dead.
It's very much alive. Holy
You
shit.
do have this set piece of running away from a very
this is
angry Garm.
Good. Oh my God.
Yeah, Garm's not dead, dude.
Good.
You have
This
to
is
do this
terrifying.
whole section of this now. And it's like, yeah, you're trying to get like all the way back to the realm thing to leave and get out of here because you're like, well, can't kill him.
This to me is like a bombastic moment. I like this.
This is a bombastic one. As long as Garm is in Helheim, he will always regenerate and will not die.
Good. All right.
Which is perfect. You fighting more. You get to this area and you're like, Jesus Christ. He keeps healing. He never dies. So Atreus is like, wait, I've got the perfect plan.
Tie him up.
Angrboda said a thing to me. I'm going to try something. And you're like, what are you trying? I don't understand your life right now. I'm on the dog.
Oh my God.
And so you stab the dog.
With the soul knife. We just implant a soul in him.
So Angrboda said, who's that soul in your knife? And at the very beginning of the game, when Fenrir dies,
God damn
4 pieces of soul come out.
Yeah.
And 1 tinks into the knife and 3 go past Kratos. So Fenrir is in his knife.
That's so sweet though.
And guess
Oh my
what fucking
God.
happens?
No. He gets a big dog.
You get your dog that died back that
Fuck.
can never die.
Good.
You get... So see, now Fenrir is the big dog, right? But he was this tiny dog that Atreus had. In God of War fashion, we've now made Fenrir, but they caused it.
Oh, this moment is so cute. He just got a big old lick from his puppy.
Look at this dog!
Oh my God.
Look at him!
That was a good dog.
I want to
baby.
boop that
Oh.
goddamn snoot, man.
Look at the happy eyeballs now.
Yes! Is that not amazing?
That is amazing. That
It's
makes up for them killing the dog at the
fun.
beginning.
I know. Yeah, because we get him back forever now.
Yeah.
And he sits.
Is this possible?
It's giant magic.
It's giant magic,
Yeah,
duh.
the whole soul stuff. But Kratos don't know about all that.
I hate and love how the little piece of soul went into his knife. That's just so fucking
Yeah.
sweet that your
Look at him,
animal wants
army
to
crawling
protect
over
you.
like, what's going on? Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that snoot. All the texture.
Yeah. Yes, I want to touch it.
Kratos says home. And this fucking dog just like goes home.
Here you go. Home. Goodbye.
So
That's
yeah, that's a
amazing.
thing, right? So that's a thing. You get the dog, and he actually is back at their home when you go back to their home in Midgard. Like, he's just hanging out.
Okay.
It's fucking awesome. Then you start getting, like, the super heartfelt stuff here. This is where
Father
it, like,
son
starts
shit.
really getting into it. Basically, Kratos is saying to him, I lost myself when you left. I found myself falling back into my old ways. I was rash. I was mean. I pushed you away. I was violent.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry. And he says he's sorry. And Atreus is like, he's like, I've seen a thing that you die. And he goes, yeah, I know. I've already seen it. And they're like, so
Okay.
you know, and you're just cool with it? And he's like, death can have me when it earns me. That's that whole scene from the trailer. And he's all like, but like, we could stop it. If we stop Ragnarok, we save you. Let me save you. And he's like, I don't need you to save me. I just need to be with you in whatever way that comes.
Sad.
And so he goes, I won't be here one day. I need to know that you'll be okay when I'm gone. Like, if I leave, you don't have to be who you were before me. So why don't we make a deal? Let's make a deal. Wherever I go, I'll keep your voice in my head. And you can tell me what to do when I need you for something.
Oh.
But on the flip side, you need to keep my voice in your head, and you can ask, what would I do if you need me for something? And then Kratos is like, I'm sorry. And Atreus stands up and he goes, don't be sorry, Dad. Be better.
Oh, I love that.
And flips it back on him. And Kratos smiles. He was like, oh, shit. But Kratos keeps having visions of Faye, his wife and Atreus' mom. It turns out she had said that to him way back in the day. So really, it came from her. And that phrase pops up from this point forward. Everything's about being better. Everything's about it. But I loved him saying, like, I need to know you'll be okay when I move on. And you don't have to become the dad you were before I was around. You can be the same person just without me.
Right.
You know, I thought that was awesome.
I am sorry.
Don't be sorry, Father. Be better.
The way he looks up, like, instantly, he's like, fuck, I said that.
Let's go home.
And now remember part 1, he would never touch him. We've come a long fucking way here.
Yeah, we have. They're like father and son now.
Yeah. So now it's all about, okay, what are we going to do? Are we going to try to start Ragnarok? Are we going to try to, like, forego Ragnarok? Like, what's the plan? What are we going to do? And so they're like, well, I guess we'll start it. I don't know. Like, how do you not fulfill a prophecy and also trying to not do it? You know, that's,
right.
That's like the whole nature of prophecies. What are we going to fucking do? And then Freya has a whole moment with her brother. She rekindles with him because she's been locked out of her home realm. So he's taken charge, and he kind of resents her as being left behind to take control of their realm. And he's like, well, now that you're back, like, you can do it. She's like, no, I have my own person to be still. I'm not done. I just got my freedom back, and I'm going to do what I want. So you're still in charge, brother. And he's like, I hate this, but you're my sister and I love you. And they have a whole rekindling thing. Life is good.
Okay.
And then, man, you do so much in their realm together. Like, too much shit. And then you get, like, the first, like, God of War moment.
What, 70 hours into this game?
Yeah. So Heimdall shows up, and we made the spear. Are we going to fight him? And Kratos is like, I don't want to fight you. I will only hurt you if you're going to hurt my boy. And Heimdall's like, oh, I'm going to fucking gut your little boy because I don't like him, and you can't do anything to stop me. And so you start fighting Heimdall with the spear. You get the first hit on him that, like, anybody's ever done. He's like, nobody's ever hit me, which makes him super mad. And then you get shit like this. He has his arm pinned to this wall with one of the spears.
Yuck.
Blows that arm off.
His arm right off.
And he's like, you can leave. I still won't kill you. And Heimdall comes a-fighting. So you get Kratos. You get the God of War.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns, son. God damn. Oh my god. Violent. What the fuck?
That's Kratos for you.
Oh my god.
Mimir's like trying to stop you.
Who you want
Jesus.
to be?
And then you
Well-
kill Heimdall. So Kratos has done the thing he didn't want to do the whole game. And now does he go to war with Ragnarok and kill everybody else as well? What do we do?
His solution is always violence, isn't it?
Kind of, but he
is the
doesn't.
God of War.
But he doesn't want to in this scenario. Like, he doesn't want to do this. So you kill Heimdall, and you take his horn, and his horn is used to start Ragnarok. When that horn blows, it calls all the armies of all the realms together. Ragnarok begins.
Okay.
So now you have it. What are we gonna fucking do? And then you go home, and you're telling Tyr and everybody the fucking plan, and this is a watch moment. So Atreus keeps seeing these prophecies of Ragnarok, and there's a champion of Ragnarok. There's this person that is like leading them into battle, and they prevail.
Okay.
And it is always Tyr. It's always like it has to be Tyr. It's got to be Tyr. So that's why he looks for him. He finds him. He doesn't want to fight. Well, shit, is it me? Like, am I Atreus the champion? Like, we don't know who that is, but it's somebody. Who is this champion? And so that's why Atreus is like, I have to do Ragnarok. Like, I'm prophesied to do it. He
Okay.
can't think of not the prophecy.
This is my purpose.
And finally, Tyr gives in, and he's like, you know what?
One
I
last
will be your
time.
champion. I'll do
I
this
will
for
pick
you.
up my spear and I will lead us to Asgard.
Is Kratos sitting down, or is Tyr just like
Excuse me.
8 feet
Oh,
tall?
Tyr is like
But
8
if you
feet tall.
got away to
Jesus
Asgard,
Christ.
Where's that idea been this whole fucking while?
That's rather a fair question, brother.
You was held Asgard.
You would have gotten us all killed. And we needed to give Loki time to find his destiny. Here it is. It's all led to this.
If we can get inside, I'm going after Odin.
I will not stop you. We can do both.
Spot on, brother. If the mask doesn't give us an out, we'll still have that drop on him. Works for me.
Let's do it then, and quickly, before he sees us coming.
He does hate surprises.
Slow down, you damn spruce. I still want to hear the details on this new way to Asgard you got. Spill it!
It's an ancient path. We can't reach it from here.
Where then?
Let me collect my things and I'll show you.
You ain't got no things. And where you going with that mass rock? That belongs to the kid. He earned it. All you done was make passable dirt soup.
Brock, it's okay.
No, it ain't. This ain't right. All the pieces ain't welding together true. Like, what's with him calling you Loki anyway? You know that ain't his name. Hey! I'm talking to you! You never shut up!
Oh, fuck.
For the face, Odin.
Let go of the boy and face me!
Tell your brother to throw me
Oh
the
my
knife.
god.
We've got a deal.
So Tyr is dead. That was Odin the entire time.
Oh my god.
Odin's been living in your house, learning your plan the entire time.
Oh god, gross. Fuck.
I know you'll like this, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you now about stuff.
Okay.
A horrible screenshot for that to Frozen on. This game gives you breadcrumbs through the subtitles, and I don't play with subtitles. So you'd
Okay.
never notice this shit. But watch the subtitles when he says this right here. It says Tyr, the same
Oh.
line, and it swaps to the word Odin, right?
That's cool.
Also, Tyr is spelled Tyr.
Uh-huh.
When anybody says his name, it's Tyr, but there's an accent on top of the Y. So that's not really Tyr. Through a
Huh.
subtle subtitle change of character,
Weird.
they've laid you the breadcrumbs the entire game.
Wow.
It's literally in there the whole game.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. But why would you know that? Why would you pick up on it? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking stab Brock, which is bad.
Yeah, that sucks. Does Brock live?
I hate Odin, dude. He's such a squirrely little piece of shit.
Can't be in two places at once, Frick.
It makes a point to dig at her with that fake name.
Hey! I don't move, you don't move. Don't do anything that will crack.
I regret many things. Killing you will not be one of them.
What's
You gotta put the magic in him.
I'm in control! Here! Throw me the map! Now!
Ooh, fucking get him, Atreus!
Too bad, son. Looks like war after all.
Didn't count on that shit.
God. He's gonna be fine. She's putting magic in him. He's totally
Yeah, she's got
fine.
the magic on his tummy.
You have to. He can't. You can't.
I hate watching the light leave his eyes. What is...
Maybe if I go back.
Don't you dare.
Stop it. I know what you've done. And I forgive you. He got his job. You gotta let go.
Fuck off. Brock dies?
Yeah.
I hate this.
Brock dies.
That sucks. Oh my god, Sindri.
So they stopped between the realms, you know? So he just stepped between realms and took him with him.
Oh.
So, when Cory Barlog handed this game over to the director, the new guy, he said, I'm picking you to be the director. 3 things must happen.
Okay.
Ragnarok must occur. Something needs to happen with Atreus that we'll get to later.
Okay.
And Brock must die. And he said, I don't want to do that. And he said, well, it has to be Brock. Because he's the family dog. He's the favorite. He's the one that holds everybody together. Has to be him.
Oh.
Brock dies. Now, why not just go back to the Lake of Souls? Why not just go get him back? Right?
Because he just told him, like, don't fucking do that. I'm dead now. Let me be.
No. Atreus floats the idea past him, and Mimir's like, well, laddie, if we could, we would. When Sindri goes back to get him, and he grabbed those 3 pieces, he's now incomplete. The piece that's missing, I think I've gathered it. It's his direction. He'll never find his way back to the Lake of Souls. Sindri, in bringing him back, has now denied him an afterlife.
Ah, fuck that.
And he is gone forever.
I hate that.
He is gone. I hate that so fucking much.
Yeah,
'Cause we
Brock's
just
your
had
dude.
all that cool shit with Brock, the form versus nature thing. Oh, and then I forgot,
damn
dude.
it.
He's fucking with Mimir that whole time, too. He's all like, hey, Mimir, you're still smart, right? Got a riddle for you. Bet you can't get it.
Oh my god.
And he's like, what gets bigger the more you take away? And he guesses for like hours of the game. He's like, ooh, it's love. You know, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like, the more you're without it, the more it becomes, right? And he's like, no.
Uh-huh.
So he guesses this, and he guesses that, and he never fucking guesses it, and now Brock is gone.
Shit.
So, like, this moment kind of dies with them, you know? Atreus and Kratos leave. Kratos is like, we're not fighting in Ragnarok, we're done. We're
Okay.
leaving. The end. And you go home, and Atreus is like, can we just go hunt? And he's like, what do you want to hunt? And he's like, deer. He's like, which way are we going? He's in the direction of deer, I guess. And so you play back to that whole thing, right? But now it's sad. And you do it for a short time. This is one of the pacing moments that people gripe about.
Okay.
Because you barely go do it. And you're going to shoot the buck. And Kratos, like, puts his hand on him and goes, no, we're not going to do that. He's like, we're wounded right now. What does an animal do when they get hurt? They try to stop the bleeding. You and I are wounded right now. because of what's happened. We have to stop the bleeding. We
Yeah.
can't just run from this. We have to do something about it. So Atreus is like, we need to find Sindri. That's how we stop this bleeding. And then as you're leaving, you pass by the bear that he mauled in the beginning, and it's just buried in snow now. And he's
Okay.
like, all I keep seeing is all my mistakes. Everything I've done has made a mistake. I can't do anything right. And he's like, sometimes you can do everything right but fail.
Yeah.
So you go to see not Mimir. You go to see Sindri. Kratos is like,
And
I know.
Brock's corpse is just
I
hanging
know.
out.
Right where he's going to be. It's in Tyr's temple where they reconcile at the end of the first game. Right?
Yeah.
And this is big. Like, you want to tell me what you notice about Sindri? If anything at all.
His absolute focus.
Sindri, I'm so sorry.
No. No, I don't want to hear it.
Why don't you look at his
I don't know what
hands?
sorry means.
Oh, he's not wearing his gloves.
We're talking germaphobe, man.
Yeah.
We're not letting Odin
We're
get away
talking no
with this.
sleeves even.
Would that be
This
Doesn't even
man
care.
has
My
forgone everything.
We're all fools.
But some of us were bigger fools than others, aren't we? I gave you everything. My skills, my friendship, my home, my secrets, my treasures. And you just kept taking. And now what have I got?
Yeah, I'm probably going to lose it at this scene.
Not even my family. You want sorry? This is what sorry looks like.
What can we do?
We. There is no we. There's only you. No matter what the cost. So what you can do is get the fuck out of my sight.
Come, Atreus.
Damn.
Be more than how you wish.
And that's about it with Sindri.
Sad. This is how they end Sindri's story?
Pretty much.
Fuck.
I cannot get that out of my head. Like,
Yeah, that is
he
a
has
sad face.
Well, just the bare arm. That's Kratos at the end of the first game. There's nothing left to hide and all that shit. He just has nothing left.
Yeah.
He is empty. Yeah, I like Brock more, but Sindri's a great person.
Yeah.
And now he is not there anymore. He's gone. But at the same time, he knows he's the reason his brother has no afterlife.
Yeah.
He's still part of this cause, you know?
He's just forced to live with that shit.
Yeah. So that happens. Then you decide Ragnarok must happen. And you meet the guy that starts Ragnarok, I guess.
Okay.
He's Suitor, the fire giant, but they kind of change it up in this one, and it's really weird. I'm not going to get into that shit. It's fucking
Okay.
weird. You decide, okay, it's time to, like, start Ragnarok. Like, we're going to do it. And you have, like, all this stuff where, like, they decide who's going to be the general, and they're like, Kratos, like, you be our general. Like, you know how to do this. And so he's like, okay, I'll lead everybody to war. So he takes on the mantle of fucking general that he doesn't want to be anymore. Now people want to kill Odin because of Brox. He's like, every path I walk leads to vengeance.
Yeah.
I can't get away from vengeance. There's no justice in this. We're seeking vengeance. We're not seeking the right thing. And then the night before they go to battle, Atreus comes into his tent and he's like, can you tell me a story? And so Kratos starts telling him a story. And he knows it might be the last thing he ever really says to his kid because
Fuck.
they both think he dies tomorrow.
Yeah.
The prophecy says you die tomorrow. And Atreus falls asleep before he can finish the story, so he may never finish the story for him. And they wake up the next day. He blows the horn that he got from Heimdall. Fucking Ragnarok starts, and it's like your standard war battle scene. Not much is really going on. And then along the way, you meet like Angrboda, and she's riding Fenrir all like, I decided to be part of the story. So she's fighting people. And then you meet Thor's daughter, Thrud, that Atreus kind of got close with, but not like that. But he got close to her, and he's all like, what's your deal? And she's like, I'm Thor's daughter, and I hate this fucking shit. My dad needs to stop listening to grandfather. He's bad, and we need to save these people from this war, and I'm ready to fight. And Kratos just goes, I like you. And so you fight with Thrud for a little bit. Life is cool. I guess that is a big moment. I should have brought that up. You get a moment. Sindri is going to go find the dwarves for you and bring them to battle for Ragnarok. He agrees. Not willingly, very.
Yeah.
And he shows up later and goes, no more dwarves will die for this. So he shows up alone to Ragnarok and kind of does some shit. Right before you go into like the final area of Asgard, Atreus is like, look at all this. Like, this is kind of my fault. Like, all this sucks. Like, and then Sindri's here and he's sad. He's like, just close your heart to it. Close your heart to it. Like, don't feel these things, because that's what Kratos told him in the first game. And he goes, no. He's like, no, I was wrong. Open your heart to it.
You gotta feel everything.
Open your heart to these people. Feel what they're feeling and help them.
Yeah.
That's what your mom wanted. I was wrong to tell you otherwise. And what we don't know is that's the moment that changes fate.
Ooh.
Thor shows up. You fight Thor. Life is good. And here's my moment that I was waiting to tell you about.
Okay.
But so, boom. You fight Thor. Life is good. So then we get this whole thing.
What the fuck are you waiting for? Your daughter. My son calls her friend. If you try to hurt her...
I love how he says this.
I would not.
I would not.
Don't you know what I've done? Yes! But what will you do now? We don't change. Or destroy us. No more. No more. For the sake of our children, we must be better.
And Kratos does not kill one further god this entire game.
All right, so he just like hangs
So-
up his axe. He's like, I'm done killing.
Only Heimdall got killed. And I had this realization when I was thinking about the game, and I wanted you to give me your take on it, see what you thought. You ready?
Okay.
I was upset by that. I was coming into Ragnarok, and I was looking for, I don't know, God of War 3 stuff. Like, let's like wipe out a pantheon. Let's do all this stuff. And I was like, wow, I'm the one that hasn't grown here.
Oh.
I was still looking for that feeling, the old vibe, old Kratos. I wanted part 3. And I was a little let down when I didn't do it. I have not grown up with Kratos this time.
Shit.
I was looking for Thor to go down. Like, I was ready for a fucking let's get Thor and end him, even though I heard all this stuff about him stopping drinking and trying to be there for his daughter and stuff. I was like, nah, Thor's bad. Let's get rid of this pantheon, right?
Yeah.
I have not grown up to that level as Kratos did right there.
Now Kratos is your dad.
That's right.
You gotta be better.
So I was like, fuck, dude, proving that I'm just a little baby boy wanting to murder people. But that was a legit thought. Like, I wanted to murder these people. And that's the old vibe.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, shit. I didn't get better. I'm still back there.
Damn.
That's interesting.
This game went deep on you.
It did go very deep. So he says, no, I'm not going to kill you. And Thor's like, I mean, all right, I'll try it. Then
He's
you
like,
get
okay.
Bad Daddy Odin, who's
talking?
horrible to him.
Who told you to do that? You don't talk. You don't think. I think. You kill. It's a simple fucking concept.
Sif was right about
That's his
you.
wife.
I just didn't want to see it.
What is this? Are you broken? I am your father. Take the hammer and kill who I tell you to kill.
Then we echo the beginning of the game. Just a... No.
No.
Oh, fuck off with this old man. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
I
What a fucking gaslighter, dude. I didn't want this.
I didn't want to kill you. You made me do it.
Yep. And Thor's dead. He's gone.
Dude.
And then
was
look.
all
Oh,
their
they
fault.
did it.
This
they
is
made
their
this
fault.
happen.
This is
You
a
are
fucking
family.
scar from the Lion King right here. I hope the hyenas get this dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So then you transition from the Thor fight, that tiny cutscene, into the Odin fight. You get to town. Freya had found the news that Odin hung himself. There's a whole Norse story where he hung himself to reach enlightenment and learn more
Okay.
knowledge. And she found that news and is like, I'm a witch. I'm going to use this to my advantage later. And so makes it into like a noose for him that he can't escape from.
Okay.
So she uses some powers, holding him hostage, and then he gets free, and he's like, Atreus, but you want the same thing. You have the mask. We can look at knowledge, and we can be cool. Everything can be great. Like, we can do the thing. So instead of looking at the knowledge, Atreus breaks the mask.
Hell yeah. Like
And
the fucking
all knowledge
crown
slips
at
out
the
of
end
his
of Mean
fingers.
Girls.
Odin's whole life just became meaningless.
Good.
Everything he's sought to do just disappeared. So then you do the final fight, and Atreus pulls the whole, like, you can be better. Like, everything that happened, you made happen. You chose every bad thing that happened to you. The
You
world
sure
was not
did.
out for you. You did this. You can be better. That whole thing.
You have to stop. You can choose to be better.
No, I can't. I have to know what happens next. I will never stop.
I was like, ooh, Atreus about to slash this dude's throat.
Yeah.
But no. What is happening?
So you saying his fucking soul?
He's saying the same thing he said to Fenrir at the beginning.
Yeah.
And this is the mural where Kratos dies in his arms.
Yeah. Oh
But
my
it's-
god.
But it's Odin, and there's all the stuff flying out around him. It's him stealing Odin's soul. So
What the fuck?
he takes his soul and imprisons it in one of the marbles, like all the giant souls are.
Okay.
And they're like, now what do we do with it? And I'm like, that is the most ticking time bomb of a thing you could ever have. Like, he can
Yeah.
just be brought back.
Chuck it into a volcano.
What do we do with it?
So then Kratos is like, well, you know who gets that choice? Freya gets that choice. Because he said,
fuck yes.
I took your son from you, and I swore I'd never take a choice like that from
I
you
swore
again, so
I
this
would
is your
never
choice.
welcome you the choice
Good.
of my
What
Hell
do you
yes.
want to do?
Oh my god.
And she
Crumbles it up in her fist. Do it.
doesn't want
Yes.
to do it.
Ugh.
I have waited so long.
But now she's being better. Let's
Damn
not
it.
do the
All these
revenge,
people
right?
choosing correct.
I know, like, let's not do this.
And now that I'm here,
I was like, God, they're gonna storm in a box, and then 1 year he just gets loose again. Like, I hate this.
Just fucking hot potato with this soul here. Just pop it in Mimir's head. Give him a new eyeball.
I know.
Yeah, fuck him up. All right, Sindri.
That's what comes next. And then just...
I'm so sad for Sindri, but okay.
From a man that, like, was scared of little beasties or germs to fucking killing the Allfather.
God.
Like, he has fallen big time. Ragnarok happens. Asgard gets wiped off all the maps. Like, it doesn't exist anymore. You wake up later, and you get, like, this very long walking section of Atreus, and you basically meet everybody you've met the entire game. And they're all like, you did it, kid. Like, you brought on Ragnarok, and you won it. Like, you did all this. You're amazing. Life is great. And he's like, yeah, I gotta go find my dad. Where's he at? Is he alive? Because I don't know. Meet up with Fenrir again. He's a big puppy.
Nice.
Life is good. You meet up with Angrboda again, and she's like, both of you need to come see this. So she takes them to a shrine. And it turns out Faye, his wife, had marked their whole passage of the first game.
Uh-huh.
She had also mapped out this version, but hid this panel so nobody would ever see it. And it maps out the journey as it unfolded this way.
Uh-huh.
So she saw it happening two ways, but led them to believe the one where he dies to see if they could really change it. Because if they knew it could be avoided, they may not have done the right things to have avoided it. So that's cool. Life is good. But then you get the Atreus final things, but he's like, I am a giant, and I have to go do giant things. Like, there's more of these souls out there that I have to find. Like, I have to do giant work now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave. And that's thing number 3 that Cory Barlog had in mind. He's like, the boy has to leave. Ragnarok occurs. Brock dies. Atreus must leave by the end. And he's like, I have to go. And Kratos is like, are you scared to go? He's like, yeah. He's like, then that's why you should do it.
It's hard to explain.
Like, it's good for you.
Frighten you.
Yeah.
That is why you must do it.
Like you taught me. Yeah.
And so the beginning of the game,
survived
part
today
1,
because of
you
your
go hunting for the
choices.
deer, you fight the troll, and he's all like, you're not ready. You're not ready to go on this journey. But we have to because shit's happening.
Yeah.
You get all the way to the end of this game.
Son, you are ready.
He has become ready. Like, he's grown into his own little man. Right?
So sweet.
And then they pull an Iron Giant on me. It pissed me off.
I promise.
So they talk about the voices, right? So he's like, remember what we said?
Loki will go. Atreus. Atreus.
Shut up. Your little chin wobble. I hate seeing him sad.
He hasn't cried this game. He thinks about it. But he never does it. Until something happens. But then that's it. They don't say anything else. He leaves. And he's kind of got his lady.
Walking off a new adventure together. Fresh life.
Good.
Aw.
I love the pose they give him. Like, he's ready.
Doing the Captain Morgan.
You don't see him for the rest of this. Because then there's the end game shit, which is a whole other beast.
This isn't even like the end?
No. This is just the end of the main story.
My God.
So that happens. He's smiling. He's happy. He's looking at the panel. Life is good. And then Odin gave him the whole, like, when he came to fuck with him about, like, I got your kid, blah, blah, blah. He's all like, what do you even know about being a god? The thing I told you from the trailer was like, do you even know what it is to be loved? To be worshipped? Right. You don't even know what it is to be a fucking god. Everyone hates you. You're nothing to anybody. And now he's all alone. And then what? There's like a whole other
back
side to
panel.
the shrine. Like, none of the rest of them did this. And this is exclusively his story. So there's Greece left in ruins, him sailing out, arriving to Norse, having the boy, fighting
Growing a
Thor,
beard.
spreading the ashes. And then you get this panel.
Ah, being worshipped.
And he is now a thing that he never dreamed he could be. He's never thought this could happen. And he cries.
Oh. I hate seeing big man sob shake his little body.
I mean, this is a guy who wears his wife and daughter on his skin.
Yeah.
Who has killed countless people, destroyed an area of the globe just because somebody told him no, that people hurt his feelings. He has come so far.
Yeah, for real.
And now he is this god of war that people can look up to. And so now it's you and Freya the rest of the game now.
Okay.
You and Freya take on stuff. So basically he says that he's going to go be a force of good in the world and let's go clean up all the shit that was left over from Odin's doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's the end game. You go clean up like all this shit.
Okay.
Because there's pieces of Asgard that like fell to different realms and you got to go clean it up. And I know in a way you'd love it. You do that. Credits roll while you walk away. So this is like your first credits, right? And life is good. That's very neat, right?
It's a beautiful package all wrapped up.
Then you got to do the ending.
Okay.
So the ending of the game is going to Brock's funeral.
Fuck.
So you have to go to his funeral.
I picture you sobbing this whole time.
For parts of it. You can't see him, but there's a guy right here in the corner. He's a dwarf. It's Bear McCreary.
Oh, cool.
The guy that did the score for the game. He's modeled directly as one of the dwarves, and he plays the funeral song.
Amazing.
For Brock. So yeah, Sindri doesn't show up.
Why?
So Kratos carries him and puts him on the boat. And I know you didn't ask, but Brock and Sindri do your weapon upgrades, and if they're still endgame, who's upgrading your shit? Because you know Sindri's not going to work for us now.
Oh, yeah.
You meet this dwarf lady, and she becomes the new upgrade hub.
Okay.
And I mean, she's cool and all, but she ain't Brock and Sindri.
It would be so awkward, though, if you still had to go back to Sindri and be like, can you fix this?
Hey, I finally found that ingredient. Like, can you help? So you have a good old traditional Norse Viking funeral thing. There's old Bear McCreary.
This one is fucking hurdy-gurdy.
Yup, you know it. And then,
there he is. Good.
He shows up. And I hate what he has to say, because he only says one thing at the funeral. And it's enough.
I love you.
Oh shit. I've got back.
Aww.
I fucking love these two dudes. And this is the worst. I hate
Brother
this.
shit always gets you.
Like, this is just bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even feel this bad when Kratos' brother died. I was just all like, that's fine. But, God, dude. For Sindri to fall that far
Yeah.
is a lot. So...
I do like the way they just awkwardly hold Mimir up to look at stuff.
I know. They actually do discuss it. They were like, aren't you tired of being on the back? Like, don't you want to be on the front to, like, see what's going on? And he's like, yeah, we tried that, brother. But, I had a problem with viscera. being in my
Oh.
face too much, so I like being on the back. And then Freya does her nice thing. I love the accuracy you gotta have to do this shit.
I know, for real.
Like-
Shoot it directly into the sky and land on a
How
boat
many-
20 yards out.
How many awkward funerals do you think there were where the people just kept shooting and they never hit it? Like, you know that's a thing. So then... I don't think you're ready, man.
Sindri. Blackpuss.
And then you get the real ending of the game.
A hole.
Oh.
And he solves the riddle.
What? Gets bigger the more you take away.
And then it ends. Like, that's like the end, the end.
Damn. So, how did you feel after you finished this game?
I was disappointed. Because I was like, well, Ragnarok didn't happen. I don't know. I was looking... The name of the game is Ragnarok. And Ragnarok is the tiniest piece of it. So I was like, it's a waste. I didn't get Ragnarok like I wanted. And... I mean, I guess that's very God of War. The whole, like, Brock and Sindri thing. That no matter what Kratos does, he hurts the lives of people around him.
Yeah.
Even in doing good, he still has done bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty on brand for him. So I was like, okay, I guess. I love that Atreus got to leave and is his own person. I think that's phenomenal. And then all the endgame shit. You actually go to Jotunheim and hang out with Angrboda. And he's all like, you and my son, he likes you. And
Aw.
she's all like, oh yeah. And so like you have like the father meeting the girlfriend kind of thing. And at the
That's
end,
sweet.
he like laughs with her and goes, I really like you. And then he leaves.
Get the approval.
And one part of the game, you do some extra bosses and you find out Tyr is actually alive.
Okay.
The real Tyr is hidden in a completely different place and you accidentally find him.
What the fuck? All right.
And that kind of bothers me because I was like, how much more deep is it that he was never here in the first place? But then kind of bringing him back at the end just makes it all like happy. Like he is alive, but I don't know. I think I would have liked it more if Odin was just Tyr. Tyr was gone the whole time. It was all hopeless, and it was just pointless.
Yeah.
Because then he shows up after the game's over, and you go, oh yeah, Ragnarok's happened. Odin's dead. And he's like, that's a lot. I'm just going to go travel the realms and gather my thoughts. That's too much. And then you find him in all the realms doing yoga and other kinds of shit.
Okay.
But apparently, every time you find him is another clue as to what the next games will be about.
Oh, interesting.
And apparently, everyone's like, oh, it's Egypt for sure. That's happening.
Huh. So you were disappointed immediately upon finishing the game, but then you said you had a week to kind of process it, and then what?
If you're not looking for the bombasticness, if you're not looking for the Ragnarok side, I mean, as a Kratos story, just watching him be, it's phenomenal. I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
As a person that's been playing him the whole since I was 15 years old.
Right.
To see this at 32 and be like, oh my god, like, he is so far removed from that guy that's been shit on the whole time, that is just acting in anger and violence, and he's trying to impart, I've done all that shit, please do better, and then doing better. Like,
right.
He chose to be better in all the times that he could have not. And then for me to go, fuck, I was not going to be better. I was going to crush Thor, dude. I was going to fuck that dude up. Fuck you and Odin. And then Kratos is like, nah, bro, I'll be chill about it. It's fine.
Be chill. It's fine.
Like, be nice. It's awesome. Most people say 2 is still their favorite. 3 is still my favorite. I love the scale of that one. I love the heartbreak of that one. That game is just such sadness wrapped up, man. None of these games are particularly happy.
Yeah.
They're all pretty sad.
By their nature, I guess God of War games should be sad.
Yeah. That's about it, man.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And there's so much you don't know. Like, there's just so much other stuff, but that's, like, the main shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the stuff you gotta talk. Like, Brock died, dude.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I thought they were going to kill Kratos, honestly. I did not expect Brock to die.
I honestly found myself so wrapped up in the story, because you never really leave Kratos' side. I never found myself worrying if he was going to die. And then, like, when it all came to, I was like, well, yeah, I mean, he's Kratos. Like, he's not going to die. Like,
Okay.
I always figured something was going to be up with that it wasn't going to be quite what you thought.
Yeah.
But it turns out they just flipped the entire script.
This whole game felt like a script flip. Like, they kept doing one thing and then being like, but actually,
Yeah.
this.
It's the Brocken syndrome for me, man.
Yeah.
The whole, like, he can't talk to the mermaid lady. Don't tell my brother that I found out I'm missing part of my soul. Oh, I have no afterlife now. Like, that's some of the most tragic shit I've ever heard. And that's pretty on brand with, like, mythology stuff. There's always, like, that grand tragedy. And it turns out the grand tragedy of this is Brock and Sindri. It's not even Kratos. Kratos gets the grand comedy. Like, he gets the ultimate reward. He gets the praise and stuff of, like, an entire pantheon now. Like, all of Norse people will know his name and worship him.
He finally feels like the love of being a god.
Yeah, which he's never known.
Yeah.
That's big. And then I'm like, I don't know what else you can do with this. What can you do with him now? We watched him be angry. We watched him get better than that.
What do you want to see next from God of War, then?
If we did Egypt, I'm imagining it's just him. I'm kind of picturing it like America. When we first started, we had the best intentions. We tried to do good, but then we started... Well, we did. We tried to, like, be like we're so noble and stuff, but then we started putting ourselves in situations that we didn't belong in, and then we did all that stuff. So now that he's this praised god, he knows well, what if he's inserting himself into this Egypt pantheon, like, I can make this better, and in turn ruins it.
Okay.
Like, does he become so, like, I can't do wrong now? Like, people fucking love me. I know better. Does he become blind to his own senses and is like, I do good no matter what now?
Yes, maybe he tries to, like, stop wars that would have had a good outcome.
I mean, Egypt gods are pretty hardcore. So I imagine, like, all those people are upset. So he's like, let's make them better. But then, of course, they'll put up resistance. And so you'll probably have to retaliate, you know?
Yeah.
But why are you going into this other pantheon and trying to change what they're doing?
You don't belong there, Kratos.
What would give him the right to do that? So that's why I'm like, it's kind of like us, where we see ourselves as the best power, so now we insert ourselves into other people's powers
Yeah.
and affect their shit when we don't have a place. Kratos, I imagine, goes to Egypt uninvited, trying to just be better and imposing that on people.
Does a whole reverse war on terror.
Yeah, which then would lead to the conflict. Because I'm like, where do you get conflict with a guy that's only doing good now?
Yeah.
Well, the way that conflict occurs to me is you're doing good where you're not asked to do the good. So that's what I think of. Because I'm like, what do you do?
So that's what's next for Kratos in your mind. What about Atreus? Do you want to see him come back? You want to see a spin-off?
I totally want a side game of all of his goings-on, gathering up giant shit. Like, I just want to watch him get with anger. Even just like a one and done with him. Just like, let me watch him become his man. And they said that there's still questions that could be answered in another game.
Okay.
So I see those coming up in his game.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll use his to tie up the loose ends. We'll just here's the sprinklings of, the offsets. And really, his enemy would be Sindri, probably. Just like Freya was really the enemy in this until we became good. So I imagine Sindri would be the antagonist for Atreus' game.
Yeah.
Which would fucking suck. But hopefully... But Atreus doesn't kill people, so I would imagine he would get to his better side and, work shit out with him.
Yeah.
Like Atreus, it doesn't just run around and kill people. I mean, he didn't kill anybody in this game.
Maybe it's like a new style of a game instead of like running around killing. It's not a shooter game anymore. It's like a life sim game where you're just Atreus gathering apples in a field forever and ever.
That's what somebody said. They were like, in the next one, we had like an arcade style for the old trilogy. We had like this Souls type style for this. We want a different style that like each iteration of the character gets a different style. So like if I'm in this world, this is how it feels, and you feel different everywhere you go.
That makes sense.
But what do you do next? Yeah, like what do you do next? Like, I mean, you want like arcade hack and slash to a Dark Souls more controlled combat. What style is next? I don't want a shooter
style.
one, like.
It's just like managing conflict, like a bunch of different. What do you
Anubis,
call those
stop.
games? Yeah, strategy game.
I'm thinking, real time strategy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want like Plants vs Zombie style. He's all
my
like,
God,
oh,
like
nope,
tower,
nope. Like
defense.
a tower defense thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anubis, stop! I'll fucking unleash Horus on you. Don't do it. No. But I'm not fucking smart enough to write shit. But I thought I did pretty good with. He becomes so well loved for so long. He gets high on the horse like every other god did, like most companies do. PlayStation. They get high on the hog and think they do no wrong. Like, I feel like that's a natural next step for him. He believes that he can't do wrong. He's high on the praise and worship horse and goes like, I can just go fix everywhere.
I'm infallible.
I did the thing Tyr couldn't do.
Yeah.
Like, people loved him and they love me because I did the thing he couldn't do. I'll go fix Egypt. Like, all these people hate their gods. I'll make them better. And then he probably kills them. But then somebody was like, well, we want a different weapon because we had the blades, we had the axe, we need a new thing, like a totally separate item for that series. I'm like, I don't know what that could be, but I didn't think I'd like the axe at all. I thought I would hate that thing.
They need a fucking Morning Star.
Or something. Ooh, see, yeah. So, like, yeah, there's a lot you could do. But I'm still finding out things. Like, I just found out about the whole Tyr's name being spelled in the subtitles.
Yeah, that's cool shit.
The accessibility features show friends in blue and enemies in red, and in that moment, he turns from blue to red.
Cool.
Like there's just tiny things like that, and that I'll never see those. I'm not playing with the accessibility features on. I don't know these things. But it's there, because they had to plan for the people that are. And that's interesting.
That's very cool.
But here's the biggest one that I found out. I'll leave you with this. We opened with it. We're going to end with it.
Okay.
Atreus does bury Fenrir at the beginning of the game.
Yes.
And you can find his grave. I didn't know that.
Oh, shit.
So you can find where he buries your puppy in the very beginning. And at the end of the game, flowers are blooming from it.
Aw.
Like you get this whole other vision of the gravesite by the end of the game.
That's so beautiful.
Like, it's just full of shit like this, time and time again. It's self-referential. It discusses other PlayStation games. It's a fourth wall breaking game. It's got a lot going on.
It's got everything.
Mimir brings up the PlayStation Super Smash Bros.
What?
And it's like, I heard you fought in a tournament one time. You fought against Scoundrels, which is Nathan Drake. Automatons, which is Ratchet and Clank stuff. You fought against Royalty, which was Fat Princess. And he's like, and then the world's greatest musician, and that's Parappa the Rapper.
Amazing.
And he's like, I'm not going to talk about that. And he's like, okay, geez, okay, fine. I wish I could find a picture of this real quick. Maybe I can show you this. You find these poems in the game with these... There's like some famous poet in the game, and you find all of these books of the poems. And if you look at them all, they're other PlayStation games, and the poems are about other PlayStation games.
Okay.
But like this one right here is a dude in a robe, and there's a giant mountain back here.
It's a Journey?
It's Journey.
Cool.
This is Astrobot. This is
Okay.
Dreams. This is Concrete Genie. Death Stranding.
Wow.
The Last of Us Part 2, because that's Ellie's tattoo. You get like Ghost of Tsushima, all these mainstay PlayStation titles. Ratchet & Clank's up here. Then you get the stupidest one. This is MLB The Show.
Okay.
A fucking baseball game, but it's a PlayStation exclusive. And then all these poems are like about those games.
Huh.
So this poem is We Who Remain, Part the Second.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us Part 2. And it talks about the bearded, cruel father and his surrogate daughter. Like, it's Joel and Ellie. Like, they're all about PlayStation franchises.
Where's the Journey one? Tool and Bang. My God.
Tool and Bang. I have a feeling that one is...
This one?
Upon pursuing a place not marked on maps.
No, that's Uncharted, I guess.
I don't think Uncharted has... Oh, yeah, it is. From this man from Small Beginnings, that's totally Uncharted. Trip. There you go. It's Trip.
There it is.
Alright, it's a trip. Alone yet together, close yet apart. Our long scarves a tether, cooperation in art. Speak without word, quest through the land, glide like a bird, draw names in the sand.
Oh.
And it's all just like cool little poems like this. But it's PlayStation games. Like, it's making fun of shit still.
That's cool.
This game's like really fun, packs a punch, and makes me cry. So at the end of the day, it's phenomenal. But I still like other ones more.
Okay, that's fair.
I think the story's 10 out of 10. Story's great. But the game, for what I was needing from it, no. But maybe that's the difference. Maybe it's not. Maybe I am getting what I need from it.
Maybe
but
you
not what
are.
I want from it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Got the kick in the pants.
That's God of War.
If you guys love this style of review, I think you would really love our Patreon. We do one of these every single month on a set of movies or a TV show or a video game. We got plenty of those in the backlog if you join up now. Check it out. All right. You ready to give Kratos a Norse Viking funeral?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking comb his beard for him.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
And I'm mad at a certain Ismail patron person.
Why are you mad at him?
Did you not see the thing today?
I saw that he spoiled him. He fucking spoils himself on everything. Ismail, you spoil yourself
I
on
know.
literally everything. You have to stop.
Why? You
Why do you
have to
experience media this
enjoy
way?
it, man. You have to enjoy. Like, that's why he doesn't need to play it. Because, like, I looked. He's done the Thor fight. He's 30 minutes into this game. That's it. Like, he hasn't played it.
This is us
at all.
officially shaming you.